All right, Cedar Crest Chargers. We're bridging off of last lesson, which is factoring. And so now we're going to actually solving equations by factoring. We're actually going to put this to good use. And so we're going to split this into two pieces. I'm going to write the problem down as we see it. Okay. And I'm going to split this into two parts here. And so A would be 2x squared plus 8x equals 0. And what we're going to do is we're going to focus on this portion right here. And we're going to actually factor 2x squared plus 8x. We're going to see what they both have in common. And like I said before, this is like reverse engineering, or basically the inverse of the distributive property. So we're going to break 2x squared and 8x down into its prime parts, or in expanded form. So 2x squared physically means 2 times x, and we're adding that to, and 8 is 2 times 2 times 2 times x. And so once you've broken everything down like that, then we're going to figure out what we have in common. I have a 2 and a 2 in common, and I have an x and an x in common. And so on the two sides of the addition sign. And so what that means is that we're going to put 2x on the outside. We're going to factor that out, and then this plus sign goes here, and then what's left over on the left and right of it, x goes here, 2 times 2, which is 4, goes here. So as you can see, what we have left over is 2x times x plus 4, and then we'll go ahead and set that equal to 0. And then that creates two sub-problems, right? 2x equals 0, and x plus 4 equals 0. And what we get here is x equals 0, and what we get here is x equals negative 4. So we factored it. And we set it equal to 0, and we found two values or inputs for x that would make this expression true. We're going to do the same thing over here. 6n squared equals 15n. You'll notice that it's not set to 0. So what we're going to do is we're going to subtract 15n both sides. And what that's going to give us is 6n squared minus 15n equals 0. When you do that, that's what gives you the 0. And then we're going to break them down into their parts. So 6 is the product of 2 times 3, n times n, minus, and 15 is the product of 3 times 5 and 1n. And so we are going to highlight what we have in common. We have a 3 and a 3 in common, and an n and an n in common. And so what that means is that we're going to pull 3n out of that. Minus sign goes here. So 3n goes on the outside, and then what we have left over, if you look here, we have a 2n on the left. And so we're going to put 2n here. Boom. And then we have really just a 5 left here. And so then, of course, that is all equal to 0, right, from right there. And then we set up two subproblems. 3n equals 0 and 2n minus 5 equals 0. Divided by 3, n equals 0 is one of the values which we expected. And then we're going to add 5 both sides, which gives us 2n equals 5, divided by 2, n equals 2 and a half. And that concludes our written tutorial on solving equations by factoring.